Laxmimoni Mataji, could you explain to us the concept of God being a person?
Well, different people consider God in different ways based on what they know of him. Some people don't consider God at all. They think he doesn't exist. And some people think of God as an energy force or some amorphous, I can't say entity, because if you're amorphous, you're not an entity, but some amorphous force that somehow we enter into at the end of our existence on this plane. But in Krishna consciousness, we understand that Krishna is more than that. He is that. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does have an element of energy and force and energetic existence, which is bright and effulgence, and sometimes people see the white light. So that is part of Krishna. And then some people think that we're all God, or that we're all part of God. God is within everyone. And that's also true. God is within everyone. And he exists in every living entity, not only people living entities, but cow living entities and dog living entities and insect living entities. And actually God is present in every atom. So he is there. He has that aspect too. So God has those aspects. He has the effulgent, energetic aspect, and he has the aspect of being present in everyone's heart. But beyond those two, there's God, the person, the personality, who has a loving relationship with every living entity. And he's the source of that effulgence, and he's also the source of the expansion that sits within each other's heart. So first you have to consider that God is unlimited. By different definition, the Supreme Person, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is not limited by our conceptions of time and place. So if we try to fit him into, what we see, and what we think, what we know on this material platform, we're going to fall short of what is God. So God can expand unlimitedly. God can do anything he wants with any part of his body. It's explained in the Brahma Samhita. But at the same time that he expands into everyone's heart, he also has a personal life. Just like you have a person who runs a big company. So in some sense, he expands. Maybe he has many shops that are doing his bidding in many different areas, many franchises for his company. So to some extent, he's involved in each one of those. He's present in each one. His name is known to everyone there. And he runs the show. He can change it, he can fix it, he can close it. It's all up to him. But at the same time, he has his own life. And he has his own place, and he has his own family, and he has his own friends. And he exists beyond the company, beyond the franchise. And his private life is only held with an intimate few. Now, God also has a private life, and he has his friends and his family and his intimate relationships. But fortunately, God's family is open to every living entity. Every living entity is a part of God's family. So every living entity can have a loving relationship, should have a loving relationship with God. And the perfection of human life is actually cultivating that relationship, developing that relationship, and getting to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And to know him is to love him. We have that, there used to be a song when I was a kid, to know him is to love him. Well, with Krishna, that's definitely the case, is that when you know God, it's, some people think to know God is to become fearful. No, so, but the way we understand Krishna is not, he can be fearful. Certainly if he gets angry, you don't want to mess with him. But on the other hand, Krishna is sweet, and he has loving, sweet relationships with his devotees. So aspiring to develop that loving, sweet relationship with him, and because we get to know him, we get to love him. Because we get to love him, we get to serve him. And because we serve him, then he reciprocates with us in a loving way. And that is the perfection of spiritual life. That is the perfection of knowing God. And by doing that, one achieves the highest happiness. Because when Krishna is happy, everybody is happy. So we become happy because we're actually part of God, and God is also part of us.